Family, welcome back to Humanist TV Africa. And as we do it, we are here to inform, to educate, and to awaken our people because we've been in a slumber for so many years. The name is Comrade Apiajei Danka, live from the Garden City of Ghana, Kumasi to be precise. And today, guess what? Kwabena and Siako is back in the building. Eduma no die esefata no eduma no pe eduma no pa eduma say eduma de eduma na ma no motivation no Kwabena, welcome, and introducing a new guest, a new big boy in the building, Nana Twumasi Ankra. Nana, welcome you to the building. Nana, wherever you are, breathe. I hope you are doing well, Nana. I don't know, maybe we've lost Nana internet connection. See, or back now. Today we are going to delve into the Ghana Education System. We are going to delve how critical thinking and creative ideas can be introduced into our schools so that we will so that Ghanaians, our children, and all of us will know the values of critical thinking, and we will reap the results in the nearest future. So I have with me a teacher, an engineer, and myself, a broadcaster. We are going to deliberate about this subject. But unfortunately for Ghanaians, we are going to discuss it in Twi. Wherever you are, say Twi. Don't say Twi. Twi. We are going to discuss it in Twi. And I think it will help us a lot because we want to build the grassroots. It is the grassroots which is the most important. So we have to go down to our people so that our people can understand us very, very well. So forgive me for today. We will translate our programs into English in the nearest future. Kwabena, memoaha. Bijidi say, oho yet said that na.
Eja, yenyanu mekanyame na adom, but we
nyame na adom.
Me watermelon be di kakra nti.
Yes. Where there, by the way, asem ya okay nyame na adom na recently me ni madam fu bi conversation. And I say obi ka Jesus. And I say obi a woni nyame na say Jesus. And I'm say oh, say na e church
And they see there were emoji
it has been our culture, you know. Yeah, we will accept it. Kwabena, welcome to the house. And then said the name Chimuno. Your education system, and one ya fema ya bedru sam pempen so we, you know, it is the need say so you be create na ya say said ye tie na ye name mu no ye betima boa ma na kodum pempen so bi a ebe wie ni ye nti na ni nyina no ye wo ha no mo eti na ye pese ye deliberating about the need of critical thinking, especially in our basic school, the middle school. Na ye nhwe kwan a be fa so a ye betimi this critical thinking yi asham of friendly team na obi nwie school no me den say this government be provide adwuma e de man no na ye hunu wi asene from a different perspective kra na Ghana fan ntoma panye de infra. Iti Kwabena we de wabai de as said me no mo aye wa introduction kakra because I am man for person who Kwabena is and there was and from the horse's own mouth. We kwabna nya horse name kwabna a big horse. It's from the horse's own mouth kwabna it you.
Inti kwabna njubesi yako mina meda humanization of Ghana ano. In the meantime, Nancy, you election next year. You sure there. Eja yemi anu meka. You sure there. Nyame be. But apart from that, no so me activist. Inti. But me line is me person yet denti and yamati sene tie sene be a ye betimi ye hu sene ye be fix no. Because mostly no say who nim denti as yamne tie a o fix na wa hwe kra no akose no mo. Inti me line no me activism no say you try and share say identity na niamati senate ye tia say okay et say denti a after they are who say okay yeah the solution way by yeah attacking from the roots. Oh ni nyina say me engineer inti yeah engineer no yeah root cause analysis at the end you two na say oh yeah bridge anya fi na oh yeah bridge oh one shot ebe ye baby oh yeah bridge ebe ye because in confirm kwan eda no enti so be bridge anya me so dwen ho nyina no ebia so na say o person your education system so dwen ho is the same thought process say na dwen na ma e solve problems is the same thing enti no o kaya school say university for a bia you can't say research now they say koshe di ayaye eno no koshe di ankofra ye na hwehwe mu say oh eyampa na enyampa na koshe di waye de obi enimie research but root about education system no root cause no NSC yet answer as if first be say adentina etisa schools na omusie na adentina omusie adentina school kra e buy adentina afi de ye can say oh wa Obana odi one and Zania did not go kindergarten one. Aden Yanka so this 6 months I'll never go get a kindergarten one. Aden Yanka say, oh, Obana dear, yes, now say we did 2 crowns and annuity, I didn't call class 2.
Yes. But it's a Messiah was asking we do.
So besides same way, no, besides say, into decisions are my better because never when you know you're better. Send system no it's you know you better it is one here another say you are just playing the game. I said they are Wabetung of 22 omujina field so omo ball back with them omo ball unim dentia no so ako jinem mebobi saying in the say what say dentia it is ansana wait me aka say oh when you offside rule we crawl the buy no enye papa no wait me akoye protest say yen sisan offside rule because I know na affect the game no as the own two rules in pass say better than wait me aka say yen sisan no it's a problem most of the time your solutions ni na say oh yen sisan we without understanding the root cause we say in 1-2 years na problem na start be now, as I go back to the same issue because you're near root cause analysis.
Yes.
Then try and find some beside your own questions, difficult ones. No.
Yes. Because what's something I okay, and because Ghana Hanomono, even educated people are more educated. No, there are so many things. Unyo mudin komwa, a bimpo nim dientia in soto, and it doesn't bother almost say umunim dientia in soto. Dientia even the electricity. Dientia car moving here. I say we are taking it for granted. Wako school where we are in a juma. It's you know the academic and but me and Sumat Nasia who we say upon research no. Say a thought process ne education system na ye firm no. Say ye firm na ka ye me clerks ne assistants ne I say colonial kind of education.
Exactly.
Ama ye dream na ye dream bebrebe even cry no ye promote asking questions because if ye nyina your school cry na o tell bisa question cry ye be dream say ade wabon na say o ha dream na say it's you dare not, you are even afraid. Even quite teacher ni bu okra na who could be some question na the way and manner or fast where you are no cry no
all the way
to the university.
Meaning at the end, me understand university nanka baby because the word university and I'm going to say university okra no name denti ayewo university. Be some who say I didn't see na baby efeni the word university ni kran be some who say e free him because na universalism na can say adwen kese nyina so suit me challenge you professor with me nene ebisa the questions but say na akoye hierarchical education say teacher know her and as a lecturer know her na kola know her eno na sad say system no hosa na akola no cross so baby sa question but for me me for teachers being same one critical thinking is anyama we nyina no like allow for inquiring it's a professor mo then so I said many I said there are many mates na debating because on him say one shekra na he could be wrong. At the core of ne critical thinking ne engineering skills is idea no say hey me a professor but I could be wrong. Obdio many ne kase bia no me tie no. Na so me who say no evidence no enya. I'll come at him hard with my evidence. No so I come at me hard with my evidence. Into so oba so you have to go with your the other call. But it's all fair play. For me, my positive experience at almost every level of our education system. But it wasn't. I always find the silver in the cloud. It wasn't all good, but there will always be one or two, right? And those teachers themselves they have also the few teachers who have asked themselves, why am I teaching? You get it? So when we say, why am I teaching? We say, so why am I teaching? How do I teach so that I get the product across to these people because I'm passionate about the subject matter? It's one way who say questions when what I said. So for me, it all starts with being able to ask yourself questions, keep asking questions.
Yeah, being able to ask questions. Let's say acquire some way to create a system of education whereby he asks the students or more questions. Now, or more adjoin, adjoin pa. Now, to me accept it. Say adjoin one year. What be say adjoin and nyanam de buy name day and yet adjoin papa. Now, kwabena me ba mami call. Obomochichire oticha ni kese obomochichire yakọ nso ase na koyi naba nana yaw welcome to the building nana.
Hello, what's me nka
nana meto nka pa
okay
nana say me mate junior high school memo no introduce no
junior high
na say
okay. Kwabna de menega no.
Kwabna de
way back on Facebook. Where did come by when you invite me?
Okay. Nana, describe
Dini de na ya me child o senior high me choose social studies for senior high e wo trade I think say no one need some few other things we be am on the side but I think say no one
okay nana hunu you say ya lebu ya upe umpo ebe lebu either say we MPP ni we NDC ni either say Kemoni and I say we Christo ni na we hwan what do you bear now original
Then you me a very strong non-believer. I mean, you know. So
yeah, we are non-believer of nonsense.
Muslim, Christian, Sumbian who I subscribe to anymore.
It's nice say we are full-time atheists and
however you describe it, because I don't subscribe to any religion or spiritual or something. Like I don't science, like maybe if there is a religion, I then mine is science and reason and that's what I subscribe to.
But normal we you know a falling under humanism and I say
Definitely. Say humanism doesn't subscribe to any religion. It's all about say the human being is more important than any set of beliefs or something. So that is exactly how I believe, right? Labels, any of those things, no, is something that I don't really care about. But I don't subscribe to any set of beliefs. I hear Richard said this is like Chinchina China. No, like it was like in any moment or every situation where we need to be pragmatic. Near who here and near reasonable. That is all. If there is a God, I think you approve of those things.
Matthias, Uncle just Uncle Mubia, I do pay now, including telling himself. Now, I have a topic for today. So now you be saying the role of critical thinking our education system because say bet me abua ni pana any party and so yasina or say who root court said the kwabna kan say engineer there oh yeah adwuma na or so who ase na otu ase na oye biye na bridge no enya afi na oye bridge ni na ba dubu eti episode so you say yeah bridge ni ye ni ehunu say root cause no education system na no ana erase ye ema be ye empanyinfo me be ye enwuma bebe enti the role of critical thinking no our education system no any creativity no ona wuwom ona ona nkwada no ekone oni omoba who ne say na tie e kan system no
to say something on the side, I think I'll support Kwabena for president. Honestly, I think it's about time an engineer should like come out and try to be the president of Ghana, because the way engineers are, if we have an engineer like China, for instance, some president, I think, or a chemical engineer or something, right? And if you have those kind of people, almost thought processes, no, highly like critical and methodical, right? And they are always for evidence.
True.
Hello,
true. Metonka. The helm of affairs. Now,
exactly, but that is just by the side.
Law for no.
All the law people care about is just argument, to win argument. That is all they care about. What they are saying. That is why this country is in the state it is in. All they care about is argument. But TV, so no argue. That's all that they care
about. It's a different topic on its own.
But back to the topic. Back to the real topic now. In this world, not even modern, in the world we are in, critical thinking, as we are saying, is very, very important, especially in education, right? But to the problem, no, for me, I think it starts from a fear, right? We have this kind of authoritarian system in the house where your views don't matter. Who says so? What share and we are questions, right? Even as a kid, I remember this story where I went to toilet. Those times in the 90s, no, a bucket now, toilet no, so I went to toilet
Wow.
MTN.
Wow. It's in a here engineer see na mo tackle issues see. When you na come to us you.
Oh, I say they are not all kind of no credit. Starting 5th year. And not just that, and also the internet thing, and one your internet me to my engineer, no, because emotional rather than rational too much. It is a person only Ghana for cry a can't factor. Now what percentages these are numbers now. I'm on tears here. But brain maths and English and but governance, our mass in English, it's a better no matter governance as it. Governance is all about numbers. Am I more numbers? Am I more brofotinting? Most of the people NTS here, a better now. It will be easy to say obey me corrupt and as obey me the output because numbers now say all the zero back account now cover be po NTS here. What you are saying? Enti acquire vicious cycle be interested because of your tradition of authoritarianism. Let us say, my parents say you're too painful. Your babies are too painful. Ha, Nina Kaho. It's a man calling it me bizarre questions, but me feel say na school. And our teachers, and a bit near solve our problem, no. Because you see, I know most of the time, no, in Kolanu school. So they spend more time in school, no, than say with you. It is painful in the Jimia. My and no affecting Kolano. Education system, a bit near solve our problem. Then in Kolano crap, but yes, who say they are own parents here. Matthias
na nana oti asem no kan no on say wo can say root cause no efifie parents no
parents ata me network ni use me call kaka
off kaka it's acquire say schools no say who say how dumping grounds de mo ha adwen no terrible ones you be dump no mamo mo teacher for no because obi e pomodin say Monday umbeko school no ma dware na moko education in the ho until they say be dampon kura yi begu muso a e dia na mba ye afa ho because see no who watch say parents no
can I finish the story like story dynamic and meet me
yes continue.
So me hwe ade no me hu moja no I ran out of the place me feel and me rush it to me mama na say oh me kokobu yi ato you know toilet no and my mother was scared. Oh, me koko go here to toilet and she ran to the place toilet so and then she came back like laughing and a man of you no say na then like what's going on and was you been a bunny sana we could get to ade no or ko hu ya o se dey even right obi abuni sana or dey akoto so like I as a child I didn't understand my obi also say muye my share study obi me busa me mama so mo nka I was confused. You see, at that moment, Nkobet me explaining a lot of things actually. You know, like me, and me who said like that thing exists. Okay, at that time, Nkobet me explaining a lot of things. Oh, say. She didn't do that. Oh, as children, you shall see some questions near idea. I don't mean to be rebuked. You see. So by the time as I call Obeba school, that is how they feel. Your teacher becomes an authoritarian figure, and the teacher don't have to be questioned. What I say, and some of the mind you, teacher follow. Look at how I was brought up. I was brought up in the same way. So the teacher also like why imbibe that kind of authoritarian already. And so some of us as teachers can say Akolani Busa teacher Nibi. I remember my senior high school days. We were classroom and the first statement of Becca said, Mimpen kwasi a question. The first statement to be raised you or say on pen kwasi a question. as a child, no, how do you know, say,
No, which
a
one is
question,
it?
no, a question, and now say, you don't know. So the best approach is to just keep quiet and watch the person. And some of these teachers were teach like ultimate teach you wrong concepts, right? But for most of Nkolani brain, they will listen because teacher you know say, men busa question, and now could busa question and teacher you know only ubenya problem. One of me, my caller is more or your collaborator, he's also my friend, right? And a science student. Okache me say one time, the biology madam was stress that time photosynthesis. Then Opija and his son Obusa and say, I didn't think chlorophyll, a green. But see the kind of insult teacher you know the man. Oh, so that was it. Yes, this is our problem. This is the problem for most of teachers who busan a questioner on ubenya problem. In a critical thinking society, you can also catch you place. I don't know what they are saying. Today we have the internet and you can easily Google, right? A big term like this is a common term that is said in Ghana. Say if you can't teach them or something, confuse them. There is a term like that, right? Some of the teachers subscribe to. Ohun who say oye all knowing and ukubusa na ibi no want me. That means we go anymore say na wa born na bibisa. What I say. So yeah, as teachers, no coming from this authoritarian system, and yes, the whole school system is very, very authoritarian. The whole school system, children or movies don't matter. Sometimes you can't say genuine, but they are afraid. In a certain way, critical, they want to ask no can. They don't want to ask, right? Because they are afraid. And so sometimes, as a teacher, you literally have to force students to ask you questions. And maybe education. There was a video of education minister. No, he likes doing this thing now. Go senior high school, and then you start teaching. So he went to one of these schools, or expectation Musa question. Everybody is quiet. Obia Musa question. So his point was that then what is going on? Like teachers no, right? And I made a comment, but that is not teacher for no to a large extent in that sense, any matter. But problem may be started where parents know too overbearing, right? They don't allow Nkolano to ask their questions, and they don't also try to answer Nkolani question, right? And they try to Akolani say Akolan kasa, Akolani say, and then we imbibe those kind of habits and our attitudes. And it's difficult. Like this kind of indoctrination is difficult. You like why didn't muscle? So you also begin to behave the same way. What I say. This is why religions are so strong in Africa, because everybody is indoctrinated right at very impressionable age as a child. And if few of us maybe to meet we a rebel, one rebel, what you no. And everybody will see you as you see how they see us, right? Like we are evil or something, because we're veer from that kind of line. Right, and even in school, Akolabi is very, very assertive, and all his friends and her friends begin to say certain things, and teachers begin to fear that kind of Akolan, right? Akolawe or Yetuno or Yahumaso, or you say, right? So there is this kind of a very strong authoritarianism in our system of education, any culture, any families, any idea. And like critical thinking is very, very important to be able to say a bit to me, say a question to me, we need to really bring it to the fore. It was say as students, you to me now you to me question, right? There is nothing like for me, for instance, because I know all these things. Mirror classroom, my first thing that I tell students, there is nothing like a stupid question and a bad question. So question B will be making sure also no matter how you think the question is. And even saying this to them, in Bible that kind of a to the extent who can say cry trauma, they are not sure. They are still afraid. They still, because of the from JHS primary they've imbibed these things strongly from a few primaries to this time. You know now say, oh, they know you as a teacher. And you know these young teenagers no are very what should I say? They don't like to be embarrassed, right? So Obebusa question no embarrassing the obeying, right? Because of that kind of situation, right? But for me, I think it's really, really, really important. But the point is, this is a society, yeah. This kind of thing, if you say it, it's like, oh yeah, something. So I don't know how. Maybe say Kwabena be president.
No.
To me, appreciate
because I'm a solutions-based person. What you are saying? Because every single problem I raise in a solution, and yet, and as you see, we are not in 18th century anymore. This is the 20. We are literally in the future now. So solutions for her. The problem is follow through anyhow, right? But if you are thinking about it holistically, if the problem there's a split between say, oh, if you any school as one year, now so be sound say as a society, no, then they bet me tackle realistically. Yet me and Bo ra obi a few yes, sound. But you bet me and say, bet me make sure say, yay education system, then there, and not there, the central ethos, their Ebema education system, no, na come a be bono, and a be as what you say, and I don't know, easy to engineer. And yes, I am calling any book solutions, social engineering, Scandinavia, I social engineering that. UK, I try social engineering that. US, the whole US no, is built on social engineering. Whether parameters no more used to be and you and another situation. But you obviously are directing society, in a path that you want.
The point is, the point is, omu to me, no. What I say, omu to me, they won't do it. And I said they don't even know that they are not doing it, or they are not even aware. They are not even aware. What I say, and I said they want to go. Almost say when it comes to critical thinking, there are no sacred cows. What I say. Yeah. The problem with people with power in this country, they can go to a certain point. Odrus a certain point now. A Bible verse we will see, hitherto shall I come, but no further. That is exactly what most of our leaders will do. They will go to a certain point, right? Critical thinking to say there is no sacred cows. Nothing should be hidden. Everything should be laid bare. But they can go to a certain point. They are not willing to go all the way. Or also not all power. What I say, for me, as a teacher, and some of maybe a few teachers that I know, they do their part. But how do you solve a challenge like this where I did not start right from birth? The person is indoctrinated, and also even as a teacher, say, I'm willing. Mean you are telling you say you come down and tell them everything so that obefnya and but still they are afraid. What I say. So that is the thing that I feel is a difficult situation.
Teachers are multi best a trepe. You are still in the minority. What you are saying? It is a more so and I trust so are there in color. Make us say in color trust the idea is difficult for me. It's other now they are way different. It's and mostly so they'll be with you for just 1 year. It's be at the tail end that will say okay, I'm passing Aquaway. Ubet maybe send baby on your show, now or you fluence him. It's also count because largely and yet ethos and yet idea teachers and or dream. But idea like an institution is everywhere in the institution. Men can that in Kolani Bebe School, I can say, me coffee, me papa, or yes say, is it normal? That's when honorables and Kolaka or they are being treated wrongly can come and be comfortable enough to have conversations with their teachers, and the teachers are the government. Then the government can step in and help. So critical thinking is very, very powerful because it makes a man Kolano deal to almost every situation. Because every situation here, there's also the outcome and there's nothing sacred. Be new almost mean bisa. Intercola me kaipa I was 13. It's a day I'll never forget. Now me academic prefect or that is. And I may call in Colano. Sometimes teachers now man, then I'll just pass. Now maybe I'm so more questions. Be and I mean to me answer. And because I've been going there, may appear my hotel there. Many of me are the same. No. And one girl, a man is actually say, and she say, no, we did 9. We did 9. We saying she say, so Obama didn't want count that. Wait me a virgin be man. We did 9. And I'm can't say, oh, virginity need there and we different. We crowd bit me decide say at any time no. Me yes be crowd bit me from so a secondary virgin and as a tertiary virgin and the more worry cry. And a later make sure no the girl has been abusing girl no. But because I'm here comfortable enough, say no topic. And before I will be some question, bisa silly questions. Man to be answer. No answer. Because question man into the can be because of sir when I'm go this grown she was able to tell me this, and I said there no a communism. Why is she not telling an adult? I don't know, one country in penny for like teachers no. Because so strong. And see, maybe say, you're solving the school system. If you're not there, if you're not quite personal, I say, I buy a code be film one. I say, only very good reasons of the code be film. But school there, I buy. School there, it's young killing no, young solve a problem no, school no. And then, but to your point no, young finding solutions no, and I'm only teachers no. When I must be ahead there,
I'll say, okay, finding solutions, maybe okay, finding solutions, because when we say meeting and now or argument now say I don't a top down approach leaders no government no mona a hold power now meet me BBR. Don't you think say same government we here and uninformed people to say no mind MPP no man this is seminar because they need us to be like this. Say they are no be because I know maybe as
exactly.
And trust me, but
Exactly.
they continue to do it, and our own people continue to praise them,
Exactly.
cherish them. It's I think say
I don't make
interest no any a bind who say obenya an informed people, and yes sir.
Only political will no exactly. Exactly, only political will.
Because sometimes and again sometimes me I'm so me negativity the because I don't know June I said there are solution this year, solution next year, solution. It's frustrating, but I must say, Jones me Jones sounds one month I say we give you up. But it's because we are still very religious in our thoughts as even as atheists, right? We are still from whence cometh our help than from the hills. That's what you do. But humanism actually is saying your help is not from the hills. Your help is from within. Your help is you. And you know, and you have to approach this problem with To say we say no be headmaster. We bet you transform who sector school no.
Exactly.
It's because people are used to mediocrity. That's why they think this is okay. Obiveka say, oh, me, I went to Adisado College. Say my school, baby, me call Adisado College. It's a very good school. But if you think critical about it, it's a shit school. Just like in Fantipim, it's a very good school. But if you think critically about it, it's a shit school. So people are fighting for things which are they are fighting for the mediocrity, because they have not seen what excellence looks like. What you are saying? But drop a people be say as humanists, you fight. They say be a young one. As you making sure say your best shine is so bright. It's really a teacher. Best shine is so bright as a teacher say. Obia be other teachers say I then I want to say. Because send or three are there no send or allow questions no in colony in our corner ho. I then I want to say, do you like say what they be now why I said that cloud being in Amuna I say Sasabun Samna in colony who say hey alligator never know almost father in it and no now pet. And now you hope ne say there will be enough of us who think like us.
In fact, do you know say that's people. That's some picture now painting. Do you know say a lot of male even female teachers like they like that kind of fear, like they enjoy those things. They enjoy say like they would in Kolano say.
Let's be frank, they are not
teachers. Your house master, your senior house master at the time, he was like that, right? And even and look, I get me back to even now. Do you know? Say, my colleagues, yeah, a cool school, people justify those things. So
Yes.
they kind of abusive, students not now with doctors one why they justify those things.
Yeah.
Who yes are crying our system who are we too lenient and you are who saying Kolan. What do I say?
Now Osan Kolano, how are they doing in your subjects? That's the question.
But you see,
because how are they doing in your subjects? So social studies now trouble. Somebody else here.
How much I say? They are doing well.
And yet results now as they share a year now. Say you boom my and your results now as they share solution we are okay and you okay. It's no they have many omo emotions no. Omo de omo akoma and edi omenim no. Ye mo edi enim say omo de omo ti edi enim. What you say? Because amai akuma wom. Amai mo na akuma wom. Be juma no mostly no eye tie juma. Ejuma mostly no logic, reason, calculations. Because accounting, governance, accounting, or resources, or managing resources, let's say because maybe back, it become maybe back. And Nipa no ba catch say or ba be do so. Si oni massa. I don't know man be do so. What you say? At the end of Sunday, say you have to look at it. Start it at the school level. Shine as so Oma or critical thinking. Baby, I will be and so Oma ne so palatable. Say or teachers, other teachers, the
shining.
Almost as a more copy. Because they're very, very effective. On color and also they be no be.
We are very optimistic. You don't know Ghanaian teachers.
I have to be because the man optimistic may give you up.
Yeah.
What you say? Man optimistic may give you up. Now there are men who
like For me, I'm talking about like what is on the ground.
So
Like I'm talking about what is on the ground, right?
It is now the way forward.
For majority of it, it's a vicious cycle. Someone who's saying a vicious cycle at the end.
It's the way forward. On say Kwabena can't down top approach.
But also,
because me see the way
we
forward.
just said the whole system is like a vicious cycle.
How do you break the cycle?
As teachers, we are raised that way.
I see a stopping.
So right now, we want to break this vicious cycle. And Kwabena is talking about down top approach. Say the duty falls on you teachers. Say
how do you do it? How do you break a vicious cycle?
No. I'm saying the duty falls on the educational system. Now, but the change has to be led by the teachers. Because I'm not educators, no. It's almost say at the end of the year, as with me, Babeka said, send a year chair at the way, no. And year because in Kolana or Mobano, a problem on Monday Benny. I said, you see, our university is facing a big problem because university, you know, a lecturing and yet teaching. It's in Kolana Bano. Say one more notes, one break it down, one church. They are expected to be taught because normal critical thinking and you're strong. It's product eco investing in my university is no air break, especially in the first year. It's who was our problem where as a university, what will you do? You introduce critical thinking courses at the first year to quickly try and catch them up.
Okay.
Now, to say no problem now, we have to start all the way from kindergarten. Because system now pro all the way. Start all the way from kindergarten. How do we as educators, knowing what the problem is, rejig our system to solve the problem? And not necessarily a dream, because you need problem, no. And we know the problem is the entire system, including what happens at home. See, if you the end back home, they are still it's a solution. Because acquire say yes, a multi-variable. Let us say, Niamana, see a dream and sana, it may not solution, a dozen, men that out, a better solution, a better complex, men that out. But what is going to happen is, see, a dream will say, you best start all the way from kindergarten. For instance, you bet me introducing some body autonomy classes all the way at kindergarten. Meaning like a critical thinking. Because who created individuality, who created the sense of self. They met me, I'm a teacher, go through extra training on certain topics or certain teaching methods that we need to do. And I'm saying all of this, I mean, say, unless Ebenya Nipa or Jeno, or GSU, no, yen sanka, but me can't send a bear or Bia or Jeno. I didn't need to say, Mr. Megako, GC, head of GC. So there are no SU who say, many are
GES.
GES. Many are who say, I want to do a top-down approach. That's fine. You know there's only solutions, Mr. Sia. Targeting, say, okay, GES. Say politics now, but yeah, and say, you are led by your ethics. When him say politics are me go and say because we send a make me implement it at their way. I don't know more buying from other people who think like you. But also who say that problem no so person you down up now. And the baby I want making sure say obia who critical thinking as atiase and obia and very infectious. Because allow us to be a question now. Now should me be a question now. Everybody wants to ask. Also, baby, no, no, person of authority. Also, allow us at the end because of the say, oh, normal and no crown my education content. It's the American say, more inject this virus, no, the virus of critical thinking. More man is spreading. Now say yes, why you want political ambitions, no. Yes, why you bet me attacking, no. You ain't quite attacking from the top.
Okay.
The Ghana Education Service one, almost so bomb home they say, and come on, which means identify some key problems in your education system. You know, from basic 7 to 10, no, or my curriculum, or my new curriculum. Now, courses as you say, you know, or more languages, English, Ghanaian languages, French, and Arabic, mathematics, science, creative and design, creative arts and design, career technology, social studies, computing, religious and moral education, physical and health education. It would say, almost say, almost tailor these subjects on the side of the year. Omit me, I nya eduma as a stay where we are seeing as a future eduma. But I don't know, omit my curriculum this hour. I know, no, but the corporates also can be because religious and moral education, you know. So the catcher me say, Obi baby as no nko ade o ma nyame na benyem o ma me na e de no call yi na e sa na ni ma me say Mary akra ni suan as factual akra ni suan say oh the law of nature ho no na mom ye obi otimi na ntin so oh the law of nature ho no mo de na mom no Saint Muhammad etna ponko achi to kowie eti with very good with critical and creative thinking. I was saying some form of humanist ideas be and I say form of objectivity be there. Because I only Janice I say you question critical and creative thinking, but I did you horn a taboo say be question those things are now you koya and I say by.
And I make us say no educators no. Maybe your training agree. Your training agree. Mr. Palmer. They say no training agree science no. Me really fit that. Your training a structures, Professor Jokutu. Say no training no. Madana onyane me kra na me really fit that because omani here there. What I say? Omani here there. Omani interesting. Omani thinking outside the box. Enti yanye normal their surface thinking. Enti ubetimi aye religious and moral education now rather than say na I say religious Christianity Islam no. Oh yeah no comparative religious studies. Comparative value studies. No atre we are say belief systems ni na any almost core values are almost share. Enti no sani pano obe we school no. Obeti say, oh, obi a Jew near. Many share value of love. Yen yina yet your doase. Yen yina yet say, yen kuye near yet yashe. It is many Hindu no so sa. Oh, yen yina yet ye wase sa. Oh, ebia difference is say maybe Jesus D or no division see. It me I still want those things to be taught, but I want them to be taught in a proper context. I see a trend. Send a beer unant crum crana who be a can na we or a dame. Send a beer who say Sandy Pano on Yendi Party sell. It's yes in no say tre your religions and morals are. I see your morals near your religions near Bibiana. The values now ebe my who you see in Nipan. I see not any extra. So me might say about Christianity, but mine trend on Islam, Ekanka, Hindu, training na Christianity training na ma Kolani who said believes me no cray ni wa omo adwen baako. And the difference in belief no any bad thing. It is only our classroom can say more different approach and more they solve a problem. And a bad thing. It is a more stress a difference and a bad thing. Now there is a good they say you share your values. You share your am I who say oh you nipa. Now you share no name back together and no more better. And it's not just the when baby syllabus no na say na teacher na be For instance, empathy based on Christian stories. Now, compassion based on Islamic stories, and also seeking knowledge based on a Hindu story. No, I just say, oh, beliefs when no, they share similar stories on all of these things. And also in Sena Nipa, Ebia Obi o India, or person tin who has not take Nyamiasi not the economy who has say na or expressing no. Obisu ewo America, also so a Christian, also or person expresses sena or do sena on any near also say no expressing no. If you obisu account memoir, also or person sena or do also pour libation or sena or do or my back on also a different way of expressing the home. It's not expressions. It's not new. It is our colano or baby school. On them chroma, near Bibi and you. Obi wants me to be sana sem. Oh, I can cania. We stiaka cries. Oh, I can cafoni. Hey, bra, Matty said. Oh, ni media. Or then I bear down for Sia. Oh, solve the entire social problem by just changing the educational system. If you think critically about the problem, I'll break the problem down. Makes me say, if I manage and solve it this way, this will be the repercussions. And if I just keep going at it, eventually, you know, the bear come. And as soon as
it's Kwabena as suggest say comparative religion instead of religious and moral education. Said the bear and Kwadano Behunu say, and yet Omunkwa Sumuna a year authoritative and answer the objective reality. Na ya memra honomo. One Kwabena ya adwin na say one ne adwin na one ne nya adwin a ekwan ben so na be fa so a betimi abutu superstition out of our education system. Now, yeah, who know the tenets of science, yeah, the tenets of logic, the tenets of humanism about your education system.
It's very important, my brother.
Neo kanin na menene yaji. What I say, Neo kanin na menene yaji. And the child he is describing is like his child. Right? If Kwabena has a child, that's exactly how I will be raising a Kolan. But baby, I don't know, say make us a minute and I say like me, you say most children come from religious homes. So the indoctrination starts right from there. Apart from the cultural unicorn, there's also that kind of hardcore religious indoctrination. And the school system also the same thing, hardcore your school system religious. Hardcore religious. If you're a teacher and you are doing the comparative thing just like Kwabena Ekana, you will be looked at a suspicious eye. What do I say? Most teachers of mutual religions are also very, very religious. They are preaching about it or Islam. They will preach it to the child. So sometimes even teachers try to convert students.
Yeah.
What I say?
Yeah.
So this like the problem no like me Kwabena can to say if so to me what I say to me and as everyone teachers no religious teachers no humanist teachers then ebefa. What I say, and I say, GS Director General, obetumi push this kind of agenda, which will be strongly resisted. Will be strongly resisted by the population and everybody. Okay, no, when you sorry say LGBTQ, you shoot it immediately.
Our people.
Good. You see how it was shut down immediately. It will be strongly resisted. It will be strongly resisted as an LGBT agenda. If the Yamasa Kwabena GS Director General, even by pushing that agenda, even by pushing that agenda, you bet me up. I think there's IGS, you know, if you are president for by which was resisted, but he and still our pushy Obiama.
So
We are teaching those things already, but we are not. Nipa no no you know no critical. You can't actually teach critical thinking. What you say, you need to give an environment for critical thinking, like create an environment for critical thinking. Oh, to mean nipa no critical thinking. You see what I'm trying to say? You need to have an environment, create an environment, right? For questioning, for open discussion, for curiosity, for and that critical thinking now be generated like a tree in a child. What did I say?
it's a
But
virus.
this is the situation now.
But I say na your time no nana mama ma 2 minutes we never wrap up na me we so na kwabna so we for 2 minutes na next week ya ready betnya ya fa ho
Near Kwabena Kanina, if there is a person or humanist values, now he's in authority, which me pushes that kind of agenda, which I agree with. What I say, and no, like that is going to the home for parents to do is very difficult. Like senior can very difficult. But school days senior can a bank can push a lot of agenda. But our only problem then they say a bank can go so far. What I say, critical thinking is no secret cows. But here is the case: the government, or no, there is a sacred cow, or bank cow, no, this is how far we can go. So we can get to a point, but to cross to a real critical thinking environment, you know, it will be a very difficult. But if we have someone in charge which may push that kind of agenda now, then it will really work. But without that, I don't mean who the way forward. Mean how it
so
really
say you hear a radical leader be on fashion ho artist no the on fa ho we vote we vote it out na on fa agenda no embra kwabena also join who say na the way forward because we are engineer you fix things how can we fix this
where multiplying errors at each level it is a bedroom top leadership no now levels now exponential. So for me, no, very difficult to imagine a solution a be free throw back. And no be more difficult, but possible. And no be require obia onim say obet me play politics na no akwa GS boss. And no be wo. But the bit me yes to see and say at the grassroots no. You be my critical thinking, you criticize environment. And they say yes here. You critical thinking environment. I'll be able to me beside a question. So authority a school so all the way to the headmaster. The school now a headmaster or a humanist. Obet me criticize a forces environment down as true son of employee teachers and teacher training in this annual on no crab it transform school. And the only person the GS who school na than a principal. Number our school no MBA pilot school I'll be able to say actually these people send on mod banokoha getting the critical mass, getting enough people to think like we do, getting enough people to think, no. Simply over nipa adweno no adding. Oh dear adding. Nipa ni ndidi ya ont mean dwen nti ye ka we so no ano ese so dwen say ese ye per solution say na bia possibility ni didi. No.
Thank you very much. Na nana we dey kwamna dey adwuma ahya wi so mo so na madwuma mi ko bia anu ani yi wadi.
Ejuma yeah.
Eti we did say the way you aka ho bi because solution no started from your conversation. Enti the way forward no you be hunu e na kwabena also we dey medicine na so say adwi we nyina wo timu a and we are here to see a humanist school e wo Ghana ha no.
You should run for president, the new face.
Humanist schools across Ghana. Now, we have some pilots on free on no Ghana from a humanist one a shall see you. Yes, family, this is where we draw the curtains. Thank you very much. The name is Comrade Apiajei Danka. I was with Kwame. I was with Kwabena and Tribu Siako and Nana Yao. Nana Yao is the teacher. Kwabena is the president of the Humanist Association of Ghana. Thank you very much. Next week we'll be live. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Dennis.
Okay.
Dennis is Uganda. Dennis is my producer. I
Bye
can't
bye.
forget you, Dennis. Thank you for putting this program up. Thank you very much.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.